Bob Orr is in Washington, where U.S. officials say they've been aware of the suspect's terror ties for years. Bob, good morning. It's been reported that the police have made contact with these suspects. What can you tell us about the tactics that they're using now?
Well, good morning, Gail. The main thing here is police have, for the moment at least, contained this threat. That's the first priority. Get a cordon, a perimeter around this industrial complex, and make sure that this is the last place we're ever going to have to deal with the Kouachi brothers. So time now becomes a factor because police are in place. They feel that they have these gunmen pinned down in a way so that there will be no further escapes. And now it's a process of trying to mitigate any potential damage. They don't want any more violence. They don't want the hostage to be hurt. They don't want anyone else to be injured. But I think the police are resolved that this is going to be the last chapter in this saga, and it will end one way or the other. I mean, it would be preferable from an intelligence standpoint if these men could be taken alive. But I have to say the more important thing is that no one else is hurt and that this ends here soon.
Is that likely, Bob, if they say they want to die as martyrs?
You know, Charlie, I'm a little confused by the want to die as martyrs. That is the old al-Qaeda mantra, and it's what true jihadists like to put forth because that's what sells in the world of propaganda. But let's remember, the first attack, Charlie, everyone, it did not involve a suicide mission. It was not a place where they decided to stand and fight and to die. So there was an escape plan there. Also, if you want to die as a martyr, you don't necessarily need to take a hostage. So these guys kind of say one thing and kind of do something else. They may be buying time here. We don't know. It is true, though, Charlie. I think that they have hardcore al-Qaeda links, so you don't want to mitigate that either.
Bob, speaking of those hardcore al-Qaeda links, we know that the older brother had traveled to Yemen in 2011. And, of course, Anwar al-Awlaki, the leader of one of the group there in Yemen, had repeatedly called for the killing of cartoonists who insulted the Prophet Muhammad. Is there any intelligence that the older brother met with al-Awlaki?
What we can say about that, Nora, is that the older brother, Said Kouachi, was in Yemen in 2011 at the same time that al-Awlaki was leading the external terror plotting for AQAP. So they're both in the same place at the same time. Al-Awlaki was the boss. He was in charge of recruiting foreign fighters, of sending operatives to the field, of doing all the plotting. So it's almost inconceivable that they could be there at the same time working on common interests and not know each other. But whether or not Said ever had personal dealings with al-Awlaki, he came back, I'm told, from Yemen with clear intent to do something in France. So the legacy, in a sad way, of al-Awlaki continues here.
Bob, thanks.